All right, guys, I have a little bit extra time. Let's do this, guys. Let's do a UFC video, guys. What's going on? You know who this is, the chosen one, Gabriel Skywalker from the DFS Club, coming to you guys the UFC Fight Night video. We got 12 fights on the card. Let's go. If you guys are new, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave me a comment down below. If you're returning, hit that subscribe button on the way out. Let's get these subscriptions up, guys. I went 9-2-1 because of the Sean O'Malley fight, but not bad, huh? We only got 2 wrong on last week's video, so we're looking to keep that momentum going here. To me, it's a pretty cut and dry card, but you know, it's DraftKings, it's fantasy, so we got to be a little different than the sports wagering part of this. So without further ado, let's start the fucking show. All right, so happy weekend, guys. It's probably Saturday by the time you're seeing this. Actually, it is Saturday. It's 1 in the morning. So yeah, happy weekend, man. What better time? Hold on. I gotta just stretch out here. You know, there we go. No, make sure y'all get tickets for that gun show. All right, not bad for a 45-year-old man. All right. Anyways, guys, if you want to come join the DFS Club, this is where you get all my lineups, all the ownership projections, fighter projections, ownership, all my lineups, guys. You go to dfsclub.com. You don't just get UFC, though. You get every single sport. We're playing MLB. We're playing NBA Summer League right now. Tennis, NASCAR, soccer, esports, WNBA, college sports, Euroball, USFL, you name it. If DraftKings offers it, we play it, guys. It's that simple. Click join now. Click on my logo, Skywalker DFS, so I get credit. And then here's the deal, man. $14.99 a month gets you every single sport known to mankind. With the DFS Club, I don't even want to call them memberships because it's a club. That's what we are, man. We're a tight-knit community. We're almost at 500 members, and we all have one common goal. That's to get that bread, guys. There's no drama in here. It's a brotherhood and a sisterhood, like I always say. $14.99 a month. Nobody does that. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. We have silver, gold plans, 3-day passes. Every plan covers everything. All my lineups, all the ownership, all the projections, the members only podcast, you name it. And that's for every single sport. The only difference is the more you pay up, the more you freaking save. We do prize picks, sports wagering, guys. And we have so much fun, especially the UFC in the Discord. We're in there just laughing, just reacting to all the fights. We're watching them all live. It's beautiful. I'm so proud of the DFS Club, man. So come check us out, dfsclub.com. Stop losing, start winning. dfsclub.com. All right, guys. So what we'll do first is we'll pull up Tapology. I'll pick this straight up winners, and then we'll go over to DraftKings real quick, and then we'll kind of break it down more over there as far as like good DraftKings plays, not so good DraftKings plays, fights to fade, fights to really get a heavy amount of. So first, let's go to Tapology and let's just pick the winners real quick. Who I think is going to win? Like I said, coming off a 9-2, should have been 10-2, but the no contest, whatever. All right, so first up, they're going to kick it off with a banger here. We got Ronnie Lawrence versus Kaka Rocha. I call him Kaka Rocha. They have some fucked up names this week, by the way. 8.4K for Ronnie, and then 7.8K for Kaka Rocha, man. This is going to be a close fight. It's a 50-50 fight in my book after watching the fight tape. The thing is with Ronnie Lawrence, I'm sure he'll be popular, especially for 8-4. This man is a DraftKings, like, I'll pull him up down here before, and I'll show you guys. But yeah, it's due UFC fights, 131 and 135 fantasy points. He gets it done because this dude just takes people down. Ronnie Lawrence takes you down. He's on a 5-fight win streak. Good wrestling, good grappling. He circles on the outside to try and pick people off. Nasty leg kicks. He has power in his right hand too, man. He had 3 knockdowns last fight. I haven't heard anything about that all week from anybody else. He had 3 knockdowns. So he's got power in his fist too, guys. Where do you think all those fucking points came from? Yeah, it was takedowns, but 3 knockdowns? Great cardio. He got rocked in that 3rd round, though, in that last fight. But, that was no slouch that he fought. No slouch. It wasn't like Joe Schmo. Mana Martinez, is pretty damn good. He's 9-2. So, but yeah, really, 2 fights in the UFC coming off the Dana White Contender Series. Then we got Saeed Kaka Rocha, 7.8K. Coming off a submission choke with Trevin Jones. He beat that man badly, man. Dude's got power. And he came up. His last fight was a short notice fight. He loves to go for chokes. That's his thing. He loves to choke people out. He's got a great jab, powerful striking. That gas tank, though, is what worries me about him. If you don't get it done early, he starts to fade in fights. Maybe it was because of the short notice. Maybe I'll take that in account. That why he had poor cardio that last fight. It was a short notice fight. And he subbed the dude, man. He choked him out. He subbed out Jones. So Trevin Jones was a favorite too. The official pick for me is going to be Ronnie Lawrence. I'm sure, no surprise here at 8-4. However, Saeed is live at 7-8, guys. I think the only path for Saeed is a first round, maybe early second round knockout. If it goes longer than that, I don't know. But Tapology, look how close it is. A lot of love's coming in for Saeed here at 7.8K. All right, so let's go to the next fight on the card. We got Kennedy versus Carl Robinson, guys. So Kennedy is 8-2. Carl Robinson's 8K. So Kennedy's lost 2 in a row. Carl Robinson's lost 3 in a row. 8-2 for Kennedy, 8K for Carl Robinson. These guys are like mirrors of each other. The only difference is Kennedy's a lot bigger than him. Kennedy's going to have a 9-inch reach advantage here. They faced off today, and it was like David and Goliath, man. Kennedy's just huge for the division. It's just you don't know what version of him you're going to get. He's powerful. He has a nice stiff jab. Very low volume, though. That's what I hate about it. I don't think this one's going to score very, very high unless we get a knockout here. If it goes to the judges, we could get a 70-point win out of either guy here. Good front kick. He's an eye poker, though, man. He loves to poke people's eyes. He always gets the warnings for that. But yeah, that 9-inch reach advantage, man. Carl Robinson, same thing. Heavy kicks, powerful punches. He's more of a counter striker, though. He'll sit there and wait, which makes him low volume. He got killed by Khalil Roundtree that last fight, but it's Khalil fucking Roundtree. Like, you do not want to meet that guy you don't want to get on his bad side. I'm going to take Kennedy here. Strength of schedule. I mean, Carl Robinson's fought the tougher competition. Marvin Vettori, Brendan Allen, Khalil Roundtree. He lost to Nick Nigmagomedov. I can never talk on here. And then Dan Un Jung, who's got some power. We already know that. He's beaten Marquez, Olberg, just like a bunch of nobody. So I think I'm going to take Kennedy here, Nchikwu, the African Savage, at 8.2K. But unless you think this fight's going to be a knockout, I would just fade it on DraftKings and FanDuel. Normally you want to target the 8-2 and 8K fight, but this one, 2 low volume guys, probably going to go to the judges. That's what I think. So you probably just want to fade it. But the pick is Kennedy. Next up, we got David Onama against Garrett Armfield. Garrett, man, he's coming up on very, very short notice here. This fight was just put together a couple days ago. David Onama is 9.3K. Garrett Armfield here is 6.9K. Onama, man, good forward pressure. He's got steady volume. He's always throwing something. Faced a pretty tough opponent last fight in Gabriel Mowgli Benitez, and still, he had I'd say that first round was kind of tough on him, but he ended up knocking out Benitez, man. He's got that death touch. With him, it just takes one. Here's what I don't like. You got Stephen Graham here, just coming off the regional scene here. Let's see. He's a submission guy, it looks like. Submission, decision, KTO. Well, maybe not. David Onama at 9.3K is probably my favorite pay up on the slate. I think he gets a very early knockout here. But I know my man Jigga Josh is probably going to be on Garrett here because that's what he does. And somehow, something's going to happen, like an illegal eye poke. Onama gets disqualified, and then Josh is, winning the fucking slate as usual. But this is an easy one. I'm not going to waste your time. Give me David Onama at 9.3. And yes, I would make it a priority to get to him because I think he makes short work of this kid. He welcomes him to the UFC properly. Next up, we got Cody Brundage versus my man Tresean Gore, man. Believe it or not, Tresean Gore, him and I talk back and forth on Instagram. We don't talk about fights, though. Him and I are talking about fishing, bro. Him and we love fishing, and we're both cat fishermen. So we give each other tips. So he's my dude, man. I'm rooting for him here. Cody Brundage, 7.9K. Pure wrestler. Goes for takedowns. Good wrestling. He has nothing on the feet. He's going to be in there the whole time trying to take Tresean down. And if you think that's going to be an easy task, you have another thing coming. Tresean, man, good forward pressure. He's very powerful, dude. He's got powerful kicks, overhand right. And even if Cody Brundage gets him down, good luck keeping him down. Tresean Gore has some pretty good get-up game. Cardio checks out, and then him himself will go for some takedowns. He's just a bully in there, man. He is. It was a very close fight against Brian Battle for the winner. It was a unanimous decision, but I think it was closer than that. I think it should have been more of a split decision. Cody Brundage didn't look good that last fight, but man, all it took was just a slap in that guillotine choke, and he got the choke. I think this one's going to be a finish. So rather, whatever side you're on, I would get it here. We love finishes because they score very well, but I'm going to go with Tresean Gore here at 8.3K. I think he gets it done. I think Cody goes in for one of his takedowns, and Gore just catches him and then just ref stops it via TKO. I think he's going to knock him out. Cody's he's a player, man, but I think the ref stops it. So give me Tresean Gore at a mere 8.3K for some high TKO upside. And then we got a low-level women's MMA fight here. We got Antonio Shamshenko. Some say she is only in the UFC because of her sister. Versus Courtney Casey at 7.5. And Shamshenko, I've been pretty good at fading this woman for the last, forever. Rather she wins or loses, I pretty much fade her fights. Basically, boys and girls, this fight here is not going to score well. Probably going to go to the judges. You got Shamshenko. She's a Muay Thai striker, loves to strike. She has nothing on the ground. So if Casey can get her down, she has nothing for her. She did look better that last fight. I will give it to her, but she's still, for someone that's been fighting this long, you would think they would get a lot better. I don't know. You got Courtney Casey here at 7.5K. She got that front kick going for her, that good 1-2. She's a point fighter. She doesn't go for knockouts, knockdowns. Hell, I don't think she's knocked down anybody. No takedown defense, but I don't think she'll need it here. Out of the two, Courtney Casey is more powerful, believe it or not. She throws with more deadly intentions. She broke her hand. I don't know if you guys know this. In that last fight, she broke her hand in that first round and still squeaked out the victory against Jojua. She beat Jojua bad. Some say she shouldn't be in the UFC, but I can say the same thing about Shamshenko here. I'm going to take a shot here at Courtney Casey as the first underdog pick on the slate. It's low-level women's MMA. I think Courtney Casey gets a pretty convincing judge's decision here at 7.5, but however, I don't think it scores very well. Like I said, let me look up her. So Casey, in her wins, she's got a 73 and a 95. A 95 would do, but that was a first-round submission back in 2020. I think if Casey can get her to the ground, she could sub her. So that's one thing Courtney Casey can do. If she wants to, she can get this to the ground. You gotta think that that's gotta be in the plans, right? You can say the same thing about Shamshenko. You got to think that's going to be in the plans because neither one of these ladies can stop a takedown. So, good luck to you. And another thing, guys, if you're putting money on this fight, please, as soon as you're done watching this video, pick up your phone and call 1-800-GAMBLER. You should not be gambling on this fight. All right? Low-level women's MMA, man. Just fade it. Stay away from it. But the official pick here is going to be Courtney freaking Casey, man. I think she gets it done via judge decision. Next up, we got a banger here, man. We got Zahabi versus Ricky Turkos. We all know him from The Ultimate Fighter. Zahabi 7.4K. Ricky's 8.8K. Zahabi's powerful, man. Powerful hands, powerful overhand right. He's low volume. He'll sit there and pick his shots. And then when he sees an opening, he'll go for it. That's not a good plan against Ricky here, who's nothing but an output machine here. So, Zahabi 7.4K. He beat Draco with that overhand right. Lost to Vince Morales. Lost to Ricardo Ramos. And then, crushed some cans here. I love Ricky, man. As far as like DraftKings, especially FanDuel. So, we learned our lesson last week. I did with FanDuel. FanDuel, you don't get no points for ground control time. Hell, I don't even know if you get points for takedowns. So for FanDuel, when you're rostering fighters over there, make sure you roster strikers only. Strikers only, or someone you think is going to get an early finish, because grapplers don't score for shit on FanDuel. So keep that in mind for you FanDuel players. Ricky is a great FanDuel candidate here. 120 points his last fight because he just throws so much output, man. Great boxing. His takedown defense is suspect. He stays busy. Even if he gets taken down, man, even on the bottom, he's throwing elbows, he's throwing fists. He's a scrappy fighter. He even looks like fucking Scrappy or Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Good chin, man. Hindstand landed some flush rights to Ricky, and Ricky's just standing there, man. It's these Mexican boxers. They're tough. They're tough, man. He can go for takedowns himself, and then he's pretty good at grappling, backpacking, that type of stuff. But, yeah, he scores well just because of his output. So I would say for FanDuel, I love him a hell of a lot more here because that's where he scores big. Even on DraftKings, he scored pretty good, but the pick is going to be Ricky Turkos here at 8.8K. I don't know what his FanDuel price is, but I will definitely have him over there. I feel pretty good about this fight. I think it goes to the judges. I think Ricky gets a unanimous decision just because of all the output, man. All right, moving right along. This is where people get cute, man, and I don't get it here. We got Michael Johnson at 7-1 against Jamie Malarkey at 9.1K. Michael Johnson's fought everybody. He's even fought in Khabib. He's 36 years old. He's an old 36-year-old though, man. He started his fighting career young. I think he might be on his way out to Bellator. Even though he got his win in his last fight, Michael Johnson can do that. He's got that one-punch knockout power. But he's dealing with Malarkey here, man. This dude is scary. He lost last fight, but he lost to Jalen fucking Turner. He actually lasted a couple rounds with him. You throw Michael Johnson in there with Jalen Turner is going to get him out of there too in the first round. He did beat Alan Patrick. Laid him out cold. He didn't just TKO him. He knocked him out cold. He's got good boxing. Like I said, he's about all the names, man. He's got nothing on the ground, though. If he gets taken down, Malarkey does go for takedowns. He's in deep shit. And his fight IQ. I mean, sometimes Michael Johnson does some shit I don't get, and I'm just a guy sitting at home watching it on TV. Jamie Malarkey, very powerful striker. He's a brawler, man. He'll sit there and bang with anybody, but he mixes in takedowns. That's the difference here. The takedowns are the difference here. If he takes Michael Johnson down, you guys remember the Clay Guida fight. He had nothing on the ground. So give me Jamie Malarkey at 9-1. I think he finishes him here too. So another good payoff option would be Malarkey. Some people might take some shots on Michael Johnson. I won't be one of them. So the official pick is going to be Malarkey. Jamie Malarkey, guys. All right, next up, low-level women's MMA. We got Cynthia Calvillo at 8'5" versus Nina Nunez. Let me close this here. At 7'7". Cynthia Calvillo, man, I think you just fade this fight completely. Neither one of these ladies ever score big. Ever. So Cynthia's 8.5. She's a striker. Good forward pressure. Good volume. She does go for takedowns. The only thing I don't like is she quit. I don't like quitters. She quit on the stool. They say her corner did. I don't know who did, but, they quit. I've seen people take worse beatings than that and still go out there. A lot worse beatings than that. And that was against Andrea fucking Lee. All right. Nina Nunez, she fights once every 2 years. She had that baby. She's Amanda Nunez's wife. She fights like every couple years. She's fought, Mackenzie Dern. She got her in that armbar, made quick work of her. She lost to Tatiana Suarez. Let's see, 3 years, 6 months ago, she fought Claudia Gadella. Randa Marcos 3 years, 10 months ago. And then Angela Hill 5 years ago. 5 years ago. A lot of people are on the dock here. Nina Nunez. I'm going to take Cynthia Calvillo. Just on the pure strength of schedule. Look who she's fought. Besides Andrea KGB, who's actually looked decent recently, she fought Jessica Andrade. She fought Caitlin Chukagian. Not bad. She beat Jessica I, who just retired. She beat Marina Rodriguez 2 years ago. But, she's fought some tough competition. A lot of people aren't taking that into account, man. We all know about Jessica Andrade. And this is going to take place at 125. So, Cynthia's going to be small for 125. That's the only thing that concerns me. But I think she gets it done here via decision. Hell, if she gets a finisher, I would be surprised either. Nina Nunez, I think, is just here to finish out her contract. Go on with motherhood, live her life with Amanda, because Amanda's got all the money in the world. Nina doesn't need to fight anymore, but she does have an obligation to the UFC to finish out her contract. So therefore, you don't get sued. So give me a Cynthia Calvillo here at 8.5K. If she's really low owned, I might take a shot and hopefully she finishes Nina. But yeah, I just think Nina's just, it's not that she doesn't want to win. It's just she doesn't need this, right? So give me Calvillo here. I'll be different from everybody else. Next up, we got the big sloppy heavyweights. We got Jaron Vander versus Chase Sherman. Vander is 8.6K on DraftKings. Chase Sherman, probably the worst heavyweight in the UFC at 7'6". Jared Vander sucks too, man. Nobody wins in this fight. You know who loses? The fans lose here. These guys at least get a paycheck. This is one of these fights, but it's one of these fights I think you got to get. I don't see this one going to the judges. Someone's going out. Somebody's going out. Who's it going to be? Man, it's 50-50. So for my DraftKings and FanDuel lines, I'll probably have 50-50 of it. But this is a picks part of the video, so I'm going to make a pick here. Jared Vander, powerful striker. He goes for takedowns. He can grapple. I think he took this one on short notice again, so that'll be his second short notice fight. He actually has to cut weight, guys, to make 265. Good ground and pound. Chase Sherman, just a striker. He's got nothing on the ground. He does move pretty good for a big guy. That I'll give him. He lost to Romanov, which is no slouch, right? Jake Collier beat him. He's no slouch. Parker Porter, no slouch. Andre Arlovsky, who's on an incredible run right now. Well, he did lose that last fight, but the judges gave it to him out of pity. So he's lost 4 in a row, but it's a pretty good competition. He did beat Ike 2 years ago. Let's look at Vander. So this last fight against Olenek, I'll give him a break. He took it on a week's notice. He also lost to Andre Arlovsky. He lost to Romanov. He did beat Justin Tafa. And then he did lose to Sergey Spivak, man. For me, I'm going to take Vander here at 8.6K. He just got more tools in the shed. Sherman's not going to go for takedowns. Vander might try takedowns here. After he saw what Romanov did to this man after he took him down. And what Sherman does is the first thing he does is he gives up his back when he gets up. And that's when Vander can really, do some damage with either ground and pound or just sink that arm under there and get a choke. So the pick is going to be Vander at 8-6, but I will have 50-50 of this fight, guys, because we got to get some underdogs, right? Next up, we got Saeed Nurmagomedov. Here we go again, versus D Silva de Andrade, the guy with 15 fucking names. So Saeed's 9.2K. Silva de Andrade is 7K. Someone's getting finished here, and I think it's going to be Douglas, man. Saeed, 9.2, technical striker, nasty kicks. He's got a slick submission game if he wants to go there, but he's mainly a striker. He's not like your typical mega. I can never. If I'm sitting there on my fucking couch by myself, I can pronounce it clearly. But whenever I come on here, or maybe it's the nerves, I don't know. Nurmagomedov. There you go. Don't let the name fool you. This guy's mostly a striker. The Silva Andrade, man, at 7K. He's a powerful striker too, but he's chinny, man. He's chinny. He got dropped bad that last fight. Came back though. He did come back. He did win. He got that rear naked choke. He rocked him in that third round and then just slapped in that choke. Good fight IQ, by the way. The pick here, Saeed at 9.2K. Will he be a number one priority? No. I like other fighters in this price range, but I'm going to pick him to win. And then we got the co-main event of the evening, guys. I love what I'm seeing here out of Borrahalo here. The natural versus Armin Petrosian. I just think it's a bad matchup for Armin here. I love Armin. He goes in there. He puts on a show. He's one of those kill or be killed fighters, but Balo, man, he can do everything. He can do anything. The dude's tall and long for the division. He has that cool karate stance. Throws lots of kicks. Goes for takedowns. Heavy on top. Powerful. Very well-rounded fighter. If he don't kill you with his punches, he'll kill you with the submission hold. He's just so tall and long for the division. Armin, he's got those nasty leg kicks. He's a powerful striker. Nasty kicks, man. He kicks more than he punches. His takedown defense is suspect, and that's the thing here. I was kind of like, maybe I take a shot on the dog here, but his get-up game is good. But here's the thing, all right? I think, with that said, when Armin goes to get up, he gives up his back. If you give up your back to the natural here, it's over. You cannot give up your back to him. It's over. I think that's what's going to happen here. Unfortunately, I love Armin, man. He puts on good fights. He's fun to watch. Won a split decision last. I mean, he had trouble with Gregory Rodriguez. I think it could have went either way. But yeah, the pick here is going to be the natural. I can't pull the trigger on Armin. I just think it's a very bad matchup for him. And that's how I see the fight playing out in my head. I think Armin gets taken down. He gives him his back to get up, and that's when he gets choked out. So give me the natural here with the finish at only 8.9K. So I really like the price tag there. All right, guys, and we got the main event of the evening. We got Rafael Dos Anjos, the former champ, against Rafael Fiziev. Dos Anjos can be had at 7.2K. Fiziev can be had at 9K. Here's how I see this one playing out. Fiziev is either going to knock him out in the first 3 rounds, or if it gets past that point, we don't know what this guy looks like in 5 rounds. Rafael Dos Anjos is the pick for me. It's my second underdog pick at 7.2K. Man, this guy is such a well-rounded fighter. He does everything. Great boxing, takedowns, and once he gets you on the ground, he's got heavy top game, man. He goes for submissions, ground and pound. He'll bust your face wide open with those razor-sharp elbows. And he's a 5-round fighter. All Dos Anjos knows is 5 rounds. That's what he does. Fiziev, man, he's a powerful striker. Nasty high kicks, body kicks. But he's not as well-rounded as Dos Anjos, man. Dos Anjos can do everything. And I think they're giving the champ here a little disrespect by this line. Why is he 7.2K? I have no idea. I think this main event here, you either on one side or the other. I will have shares of both. Because if Fiziev knocks him out, he's going to score well. If it goes 5 rounds and Dos Anjos wins, I think he scores a lot of fantasy points. That's what he does with all those takedowns he gets. All that control time, except for FanDuel. Probably Fiziev's more of a FanDuel play. But Dos Anjos, man, just to give you a taste, against Moicano, he got 155. That went the distance. Paul Felder went the distance, got 135. Landed 155 strikes, 92 and 149 significant strikes. So the pick for me is going to be Rafael Dos Anjos at 7-2. I feel pretty good about it. I think I might be a little too soon for Fiziev here. I love Fiziev. The dude's fucking jacked. The dude's going to be a problem. But don't count out my man here. I think he's looked probably his last 2 fights, probably the best he's ever looked, if I do say so myself. So give me the underdog here in the main event. Rafael Dos Anjos at 7-2. I would get both sides here. Like I said, 50-50. And both would make fine captains on FanDuel. So, speaking of DraftKings, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up real quick. Where are we at? 31 minutes? Okay, not too bad. All right, so like I was saying, so let's break it down here. So, Fiziev, 9K. Look at his points and his wins, though. 72, 72. You want more than that. You want more than that. Even in a knockout, he got a 72. His output's not that good. Dos Anjos will output him like 3 or 4 to 1. A 3-round decision with Green, 72. First round knockout of Moicano, still only a 109. I mean, Fiziev just doesn't score well on DraftKings. Dos Anjos does. Like I said, 155, 135. Those are his last 2. Hey, listen here, Jack. You're only as good as your last fight, okay? Then we got Petrosian versus my man Chow is what I call him. 77 fantasy points, which I'm kind of weird. I mean, he controlled the dude a lot, but I don't know. 31 significant strikes. They laid around a lot, let's face it. They rolled around a lot, so definitely not a FanDuel play here. You want to avoid him at all costs on FanDuel, unless you think he's going to get that early round sub, like I said. Petrosian, 3-round decision win, got 81 DraftKings points. That's not going to do it. That's not going to get us the takedowns. Nurmagomedov, see, I said it right. He does score good. 118, 122. He did lost to Barcelos, though, but Ramos, 107. So he's normally a decision guy, but his last couple of fights have been finishes. And then Andrade got a 120 in that last victory. And then the victory before that, a 105. So 100 plus if he squeaks out a win, which he probably won't. But if you're going to take a shot with him, that's pretty good. And then we got the big boys here. Vander just does not score good. That win against Tafa, he got 83. I guess that's fine for 8-6, but we want hundreds. Chase Sherman, let's see, in his win, he got 100 fantasy points. If he loses, you're looking at possibly a 0, like you got last time, right? Cynthia Calvillo, here we go. So in her win, she got 117 fantasy points in a decision, but that was a 5-round fight. That was a 5-round fight against Jessica I. So, I don't know. If she would have beat Lee, would have went one more round. Maybe she scores like 80. I think Calvillo, maybe you get an 80 if she wins. I think if Nina Nunez wins, maybe she gets you a 70. So, like I said, it's pretty fadeable for me. Then we got Jamie Malarkey. When Jalen Turner's not beating him, he's scoring over 100 fantasy points. 109, 128. Pretty good for 9-1. Michael Johnson. He's a 5-round dude, but that last fight in 2 rounds, 103 fantasy points. But you got to scroll way the hell down here. Look at this. The last win before that was in 2018. He got 76 fantasy points. Touchy-feely, he fought in 2018, 65 fantasy points. I mean, even a Michael Johnson like gets a judge's decision here. I don't see it. I don't see the reasoning. And then my man Ricky Turkos, like I said, 120 fantasy points and a 3-round decision. That's awesome. And Zahabi, with that win, last one, that first round knockout, 104. The win before that against Vieira, only 58. So, yikes. And then we got the ladies here. So, Shamshenko, last time she won was against Lipsky. She got a 115, which is pretty good, but she knocked her out. She did knock her out. Another win, though, she only got 84. That was a 2-round. She got a sub there. And then Casey, let's see. I don't think she's ever scored 100. Well, she did back in 2016. Other than that, no hundreds for her. So even if you're backing her like me, like I'm just going to fade it. Trayshawn Gore in his loss got a 41. Brundage with his win, he got a 98. That's not bad for 7-9, but I'm going to go with Gore there. And then David Onama with that first round knockout, 115 fantasy points. Again, his opponents never fought in the UFC, so there's that. And then Kennedy, when he wins, 57, 113. That's with a knockout. His last win was a knockout, and he still only got 57 fantasy points. That's scary to me. That's terrifying to me. Another win, 50. But let's look at fucking Robertson here. 7, 4, 2. And a win, 69. And a win, 81. Last 100-point fantasy game was in 2017, guys. So, another fadeable fight for me. And then who do we got? So here we go. Robbie Lawrence. Look at that. 135, 131. 2 fights, over 130 fantasy points in both fights. His opponent, Kaka Rocha, got a sub in the 3rd round, 89 fantasy points. So people are really going to be heavy on Ronnie Lawrence. I have a pretty good feeling about that. So underdogs. Let's talk underdogs. So Dos Anjos, I already gave you guys that one. Underdogs with some upside. It's a tough one, guys. It really is. So I wanted to target Vander and Sherman. Let's say we'll put Sherman in one, okay? He gets the knockout. Now you got 8-8 to play with. You can still get one of these 9K fighters. I want this main event, so I already got that in there, right? So that's covered. That's covered. I'm probably going to go with Nurmagomedov as a pay up there at 9-2. Now you're left with 8-6. You can go Trayshawn Gore. You got 8-8. Robbie Lawrence, which I'm sure he's going to be very popular, 8-4. Now you got 9-3. So take your pick, right? So that's with Dos Anjos and Sherman as your dogs. So if you fit 2 underdogs in, you can put a pretty good lineup in. They got a lot of good guys in this low 8K range. I think are going to get it done and get you some knockouts. So that's how I'm attacking this slate, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Let me know who you guys got for your underdogs this week. Thank you so much. God bless you. Let's get this bread. Don't take shit from nobody. I'm Gabriel Skywalker. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and for all the support. It's Saturday. Let's enjoy these fights, guys, and hopefully we'll make some bread. Take care, guys. See you in the next one.